And we're back on the KYCA PM show. The phone lines are open, 928-541-106. And we've kind of got a unique show today. We're talking with John with Tunnels to Towers, and also Lori and her team from Trails to Tatas. And I know there's a lot of people out there listening that have questions, so please call in. But, let's go back, Victor. So have you been a 4x4 enthusiast for a long time, or you moved to Prescott, bought the big truck with the big tires, and went to Summit, and Jesse made this big old beast machine, and now you're out there cruising the trails?
Yeah, he's trying. Yeah, I've been wheeling since I was 18, so I've been doing it a long time. So during Trails for Tatas, we put together 4 runs. We have an easy run, 2 moderate runs, and normally a little bit harder run. So we have something for everybody. We have about 20 people per run, so it's a good 80-plus people that we have out on the trails during the event. So
that's great. So, Lisa, welcome to the
Hi.
KYCA PM
Thank
show.
you.
You're smiling and you're happy. I hope you have 45 minutes of stuff to talk about.
yeah.
There you go.
My name is Lisa West, and I am a breast care survivor. So we just found out, it was October of 2022 that we had a little surprise. So it was quite interesting. Matter of fact, the night of the hospital saying thank you for the contributions, I was with Lori, and I gave her a big old hug. I'm going to cry because it was the first time I said that I have cancer. And I was going to that event that night. So it was quite a tough thing to go to. And my husband said, no, you really should go. You really need to go, And I said, okay. So I had to tell someone. And Lori was safe. So I knew that she was safe for me to tell her that. So it was crazy. It was a interesting layout of experience for the past year and a half, I guess. But I think the biggest thing is trying to get people to understand is that you can't let it get to you. I know there's some really bad situations, and I feel like I was extremely lucky in everything that I went through. Had a lot of bad days, had a lot of good days, but it was the typical, lose all your hair, and I'm very, proud. That one was tough. Hated the wigs. They made me too itchy.
And Eric hadn't made the Trails for Tata hats yet, had he? He didn't have the styling hats out there.
So that part was kind of driving me crazy. So I ended up finally just going without anything. And the community, talking about the community was so gracious and just kind of accepted that I was there, and they knew that what was going through. So, but I couldn't stand anything else, at that point. So, the great thing with the Trails for Tatas is knowing that they're there. And it was funny because the year that I had found out was the first year that I came on board with Lori and Victor to help raise money. It became this little passion that I thought, okay, that's really good.
You became the spokesperson.
I had no idea that all of a sudden, boom, that ended up happening. Mm-hmm. So I think God had a few ideas, with what he was doing, with prepping me for it before it was happening. So we just made a big point of trying to see what we could do to help. And then, knowing what I went through and just thinking, it really makes a difference to have someone come in your house and clean your house. And that's what Trails for Tatas does, because you feel so horrible because you can't keep your house clean, or you can't cook a meal, or you don't feel like cooking a meal, and you just want to curl up and do nothing, and then you just feel guilty about it. So they are wonderful in being able to help that out. And I know one of the things that I found out about in the midst of everything, that even Olson's will actually have food and deliver the food, and a dog food or cat food to someone who's going through this. Then just because you don't think about that, it's like, oh my gosh, I never thought about helping that world, because the dogs need help. And so I just thought it was remarkable. I love everybody over at the hospital. They are just phenomenal. They're a great group to work with. So it's been an enlightenment, and it's been very good. So it's been a very positive move.
Well, and that's what makes Prescott what it's all about.
Yes.
Steve Shiska, the
Yes.
Olsons, people go above and beyond, and I think that's what makes people attracted to the community. Is people go over backwards, bend over backwards to help, but it's also the facilities, just like you're talking about. You know, so many times you get on Nextdoor, and it's like an addiction. It's like, I got to look at Nextdoor. Who's bashing who today?
Exactly.
But Nextdoor people are complaining, and just like,
Yes.
well, at least you get to see a doctor. You know,
Right,
at least
right.
we have roads to drive on, and it's
Right.
just like so many people move here, and it's just like, or anywhere,
Yeah.
you know, the traffic's too much, and they want to complain, but we just don't show enough gratitude and patience and
Amen.
thankfulness in this
Yeah.
place. So.
Yes. And that drives me
And
crazy.
I
that
think
next door.
and I think you're going to have the best parking place for the car show on Saturday too, aren't
You
you?
think? Of course I am. I don't know.
All she's got 27 steps across the number 3 fairway,
Exactly.
and she'll be right at the Heights Church. And we'll go into talking to the bath. You know, Pam Winton, a big shout out to you and the Cruisin' for Vets car show this Saturday from
Yes.
9 to 3 at the Heights Church. Over 300 entries, and the money goes to help vets. So. Make sure you come out. She kind of said, Pat, don't say any more cars because we're running out of spaces. But if you got a car, I'm sure Pam will get you in. But, you know, a lot of great sponsors for the Vets Car Show. And I know Trails for Tatas will be there, Summit. So many great organizations doing so much for all organizations.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's all you're going to say?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to make you say some more stuff. We're gonna have you talking.
We'll be there right after our how-to clinic.
Yeah.
There you go. That's right. Well, you want to talk about your how-to clinic? If we're going to do it, let's talk. Let's
Yeah.
talk. Well, back to Lisa.
Oh.
So, what got you into the 4x4 world? We've got to know the facts.
Well, let me tell you a secret,
Uh-oh.
okay? Lori got me into Trails for Tatas. Then all of a sudden, this Summit 4x4 was behind the background. I cry when cars go sideways and stuff. So I remember when we took our last, which was a great picture, by the way. You need to send that beautiful picture that we took. And we had the Jeeps and stuff up on rocks and stuff like that. Well, then they had to get them off the rocks. So I don't do well with stuff like that at all, period. I could never go on a run. I'll support the run. I'll rah-rah the run, but I would never go on a run. I would be petrified the whole time. I would be clenching white fist and crying. Literally. I'm not kidding.
And the cost of 4x4s now, it's just that one little scratch. It's like,
Oh,
oh,
my
no,
gosh,
or I broke this, or I broke that. It's like crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand it. You know, I think they all should be like 1950 Jeeps that are, no, probably those are antiques, probably not those. But they need something they don't care about. Lori has a beautiful Jeep.
And have you seen all the Noah's Ark on the dashboard? It's like I walked in there and I said, am I at KYCA or am I at Noah's Ark? Because she has more fuzzy animals on her dashboard.
They are only ducks.
Ducks, only ducks.
Ducks and Jeeps go together.
Okay, you got to tell me why.
It's just a thing. Duck, duck, Jeep. Grown people get excited when somebody puts a little rubber duck on their vehicle when they're in a parking lot someplace. It just happens.
It's excitement. It's the community.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true. Victor, what's going on with you guys? Are doing a seminar, webinar, learning experience?
We're having a how-to clinic on Saturday from 9 to 11, I believe. But it's on recovery gear and how to use it, wenching, high lift jacks, and tire pressure,
Traction boards.
traction boards, and then ways to air down, ways to air up. So it's it'll be a good overall recovery clinic. So.
And we'll get back to that more after the commercial, but is this something Summit does pretty regularly?
Yeah, we try to do them quarterly. So we actually had one in March, and now we're doing one in April. Hard to keep track of what month it is once I retired. But
And a question for you 4x4 experts. People go to buy a brand new Jeep and then they're come out and ready to hit the trails. Do you see a lot of people scratch up their pride and joy on the first run?
oh yeah,
Yeah, I think it took mine the second or third before it had its first scratch.
And what do you call scratches or road rash or what do you guys
Arizona pinstriping.
Arizona
Yeah.
pinstriping. So that's funny.
And actually, it's a badge of honor. It's not bad. It means it's not a mall crawler, so we're good.
And John's sticking to golf and rodeo.
Yeah.
He's not scratching his 4x4 yet. They may. We still got 30 minutes. They may have you in a rock crawler.
Oh.
My days of climb up hills and things like that are over.
8 seconds. 8 seconds. We'll be right back, and we'll have a special song after the next break. And we're back with the KYCA PM show, and we got a little shout out to the VA rep folks who are having a networking mixer tonight, Tuesday, April 16th from 4 to 6 p.m. at Founding Fathers. So a big shout out to our VRAP friends. English isn't real good today, but I think it's time, the moment of truth. Kelly Wassel, Jesse's. Would he be her better half? No, she would be his better half.
Yeah.
She would be his better half.
Yes.
It's her birthday,
Go that way.
and I've heard Lisa sing happy birthday in the morning show. So I think we ought to sing happy birthday to Kelly on the PM show. So, you guys ready?
Yeah.
You guys are all looking good. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Kelly. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Kelly. And I think Jesse's got a new 4x4 for you somewhere in the future. But thanks to Jesse and Kelly. They do so much in the community, the Trails for Tatas. But, you know, everything that you see in this town has Summit 4x4. They're very generous. They're always giving back. They're thanking their employees. They're a great part of our community. So a big shout out to Kelly and Jesse. Kelly, happy birthday. And if you guys want to call in, 928-541-1016. So back to John.
Okay.
The Tunnels for Towers. So did you look at other tournaments maybe to do, or was this the one that really
This is the one when I decided I wanted to take it on, I want to do this charity. Prescott Lakes, it seems like every Tuesday they have some charity there, tournament.
Yeah,
And
next week you can learn how to plant, or there's a plant
yes,
something.
I talked to John
Yeah.
this morning, and but we got it started, and I mean, on my committee it's myself and 6 women, so I don't get to talk much.
I attended one meeting, and it was like, oh, I'm busy at 10 o'clock on Tuesday. Sorry.
It's we've got a little more control over it because we've thinned it down a little bit. These women, once they get a goal, I just stay out of the way. I mean, we're going to have not only a silent auction the day of the tournament, but we're doing a online auction through 32 Auction. 10 days before the event, they're going to have the higher end products in there. And if you go to 32 Auction, then there'll be a connection to Prescott Charity Golf Tournament or Tunnel to Towers Golf Tournament. They're trying to figure out what things should be on the online auction and what things should be on the silent auction. And I said, you spend 5 hours a day. Can I help? They go, no, we don't need a man there. And I was not offended in any way, but they're trying to figure out where to put them and how to set it up. And I mean, they're spending hours. And I'm just thinking, I thought I was doing a lot. I mean, it's nothing compared to what these ladies are doing. We have some elderly ladies that are volunteering to sit out on the golf course for 6 hours. So I'm trying to find pop-ups to give them shade. We're taking tables out. We'll have ice chests out there.
You might need a porta potty.
I've got some porta potties
Or
out
a golf cart to get them back and forth.
But we have
6 hours is a long time.
We have told them you'll have a phone number to call me. I will come pick you up. You can take the golf cart back to use the restroom. But it's just, they didn't hesitate. They just said, sure, we can do this. And I mean, just thinking, it's going to be hot in May. It's going to be hot at the end of May. And I'm hoping it's not 100. But we will make sure they're hydrated. We'll bring them little box lunches and try to keep them as comfortable as possible.
I think we need to do a shout out to Kelly Welch out there. I mean, you're one tournament. How many tournaments do they do that deal with Kelly on a day-to-day basis? Yeah. So Kelly, thanks for having the patience of Job out there with all these wonderful ideas for golf tournaments, and you just kind of look at them and say, I've only done about 400 out here, but you've got the great patience there, Kelly.
She's corrected me a couple times on what can be done and what can't be done, and I appreciate that because she has the expertise, and I certainly do not.
So what happens if the Navy SEALs jump into the lake?
Well, not the joke, they started saying they can't jump on 18 because there's a pond there. And I'm going, they're Navy SEALs. They know how to swim.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
I think they're going to land on the driving range, and I think they're good enough to land pretty much anywhere they want.
I would imagine.
They do these jumps all over. They did one during the Super Bowl week at a live golf tournament, and I'm sure they got paid for that. They're donating this to us.
Wow.
That's big time.
Only thing I got was free parking at the airport for him when he flies up to do the site inspection and then the day of the event.
Right.
I work with somebody that has a flight school up there, and he says, yeah, you can park his plane there, and we won't charge him. And I'm not trying to keep Prescott from getting money, but I'd rather it be free for him.
There you go. Hey, free is good.
And it's just everybody we've asked to help out has said, okay, what can I do? And it amazes you that this community is even better than you think it is. They just want to help.
It is. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And people come in, and you filled your tournament. The car show's already close to filling up. Now they just need spectators. But Lori, with Trails for Tatas, talk to about the restaurants and the people that are giving back, because you're raising money 8 months before the event. I mean, you've already started the process on this.
Absolutely. We do a restaurant fundraiser just about once a month. Try to do it all year, usually around the holidays. It kind of slows down a little bit, and then we kick it off again after the first of the year. We had one at Red Robin last week and raised almost $1,000.
And we're going to come back to you and talk more about restaurants. They're telling me, break, Pat, it need a break. It need a break. 6 hours on the golf course. I need a break. We'll be right back after this break. And we're back with the KYCA PM show, and I'm going to add another little story to this. Yesterday afternoon, I get a text from somebody that had donated some barricades for the car show because, as Lisa knows, we have a beautiful little strip of land right on the golf course there that people could park in and just walk right across. But you've also got golf balls all over the place. And they could be some in the parking lot this weekend, but don't let that deter you. But so we're going to block it off. So yesterday afternoon, barricades are all set up. This morning, get a phone call and said, Pat, we need our barricades this weekend for another event. So we reached out to Michelle Stacy Schroeder over at the City of Prescott. And we want to do a big shout out to Michael Clark, Northern Arizona Regional Manager of Traffic Aid, an AWP company, for his generosity and support of the Cruisin' for Veterans car show this Saturday.
Nice.
We had some barricades donated for the event on Saturday, and then we found out they had already been committed. Through a local veteran, it was suggested that we contact Mike at Traffic Aid. In less than 5 minutes, we had barricades in place for the car show on Saturday. Thanks to Michael and Traffic Aid. For all your traffic needs, please call Michael Clark at 928-499-1023. So, Mike Clark, big shout out. We'll see you on Friday to pick him up. Thanks for your support of veterans and first responders in the community.
Yeah.
So back to restaurants. You got me hungry, Lori.
Okay,
Food.
well, stay hungry because next month, May 14th,
Okay.
4 to 8, we're going to be at Panera, and they're donating back 20% or 25%.
Oh, nice.
So
Well, when you're that's big.
that is
you know,
good.
$1,000, and you sat there all day. How many meals did you have that day?
Oh,
Because
we
we had
ju-
lunch.
we-
We had Eric and I had lunch with you at about 11:30,
Yep.
and you went till 8.
Yeah, it was at least 8.
Yeah.
We just ate all day. Just
That's
sit
a
down
long
and it's
day.
like,
You get
bring me
those-
something
Bring me
something
some
different.
chow. Bring me some chow.
Yeah,
just need that bottomless root beer float, and you're all
yeah,
set.
and the bottomless fries and
Bottomless fries, yeah.
So would you, if somebody that has a restaurant's listening, would you entertain maybe them?
I
do
would
us-
love to have a restaurant call and say, yes, we would like to have you here.
So any of you restaurateurs that want a little business that are wanting to give back to the community and Trails for Tatas, you can give us a call at 541-1016, or you can go to...
Trails, the number 4, tatas.com.
That's awesome. Victor, you're on the spot now. So when you do these clinics, we'll call them clinics, and you do about 4 a year, you say?
Mhm.
And so what other, you're talking about jacking and stuff, what other clinics, I mean, if somebody's new to the 4x4 industry or just bought a 4x4, what would they do, or what do you recommend?
So our last clinic was on trail essentials, so what you should be carrying in your vehicle, depending on weather and how long you're going to be out and that kind of stuff. We've done them on radio communication. We've done them on navigation. What else have we done?
Well, those are the basics. So we
Yeah.
keep those and we kind of keep going over and over because we have new customers coming in all the time and it just
Right.
refreshes the other ones.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember that we've done so many of them. They all start running together, but yeah, we try to we get a very good turnout. We usually get about 80 people at those clinics, so it's a lot of people are interested in learning, which is a good thing.
So what do you recommend carrying if you're 4x4ing or even just driving down Willow Creek Road, or any what should you have in your car besides a gun? No, I'm joking.
You need at a minimum, you need to have a first aid kit. You need to have some type of fire extinguisher, some type of recovery gear, whether it's a strap or a kinetic rope or a static rope. Those are most of the basics. We do have a whole, if anybody wants to contact us, we have a whole write-up on whether you should have a GPS, whether you should have a satellite communicator or something, depending on where you're going. So it helps if search and rescue has to come looking for you, that they know where you are and not guessing.
It used to be flares. Everybody you had a flare in your safety kit. You had a flare on your spare tire. You had flares in your glove box, but you just don't see flares anymore.
Yeah, and we're running all GMRS radios, which is good because there's a lot of GMRS repeaters around the area now, so communication has gotten really good.
Wow, that's great. Lisa, I know you have some shout outs, but let's talk back about the hospital here. So you had all of your treatment here in Prescott, or did you?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm such a strong component in stay local. So I get upset. I shouldn't say don't get upset. When I hear people say, well, I've got this and I'm going to go to Phoenix, and I just go meet with them. At least go meet with them. We have such a strong community up here, and we need to be supporting our community so we don't lose them. And I get very angry when I hear that people keep on doing that kind of stuff. But I will tell you, a lot of people have changed, and a lot of people are making the changes and looking to see what we do have. So I understand there are some certain doctors that are not here. I got that. But the key is, investigate, because, even our cardiac situations that we have, and our neuro that we have now, we have really, really grown so much up here in our medical. So I can tell you, 10 years ago, it wasn't that great. We gained a lot up here, then we lost them, and then they're coming back again. So the key is we really, really need to do that. And when you're talking about, the neighborhood stuff, with people complaining and talking about YRMC dignity, and I get so angry over that, because it's like I have never had a bad situation, and I wish people out there would say more, I have never had a bad situation, rather than letting these negative vibes come back and have those people be our newspaper. And that makes me crazy. It's like, quit making that be the newspaper or our news. We need to talk about what's really good up here, and we got some great people, and we just need to support them.
So who are some shout outs you want to do? I know you got some docs and nurses that you want to shout out. Come on.
I absolutely love the oh my gosh, I just went the Baskin Breast Care Center. They were so awesome, especially in the beginning when you're going through all that and you're hearing all these things, and you're just like that deer with the eyes, and you have no idea what's going on at that point. So they're so gentle with you, and they were so great. And then, letting you know what's out there, what you can do that's there for you. They have a little gift shop in the front for people who have cancer, that you can go up there and get a few little things and get little blankets. And it sounds crazy, but there's so many of those little things that really mean a lot to you, when you're going through that. So I absolutely adore them. Arizona Oncology, again, has been super sweet with me, and all the crew that has done my infusions over and over again. They tolerate me when I come in the room, because, come in the big place. I love their new facility.
Right.
So when they come in and do that, so I absolutely love being there with them. I got to do the ribbon cutting through the chamber, so I got to do that for them. Gave them a really hard time, of course. So over that part, because I still had radiation, and it was still over off of Willow Creek, and not Willow Creek, it's off of Gail Gardner.
Right.
So I was mad. I said, I don't understand why they don't just put that thing in the back of the pickup truck and just bring it over here. So I don't understand that part. It would work on a 4x4, right? But they were really good. So it's just the staying local, and people really need to be supporting again this local group that we have, because everybody was so sweet and so nice, and again, that's what that we need to do.
That's what it's all about.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to take our last break. The phone lines are still open, 928-541-1016, and we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back with the KYCA PM show. The phone lines are open, 928-541-1016. If you've got a question for John or Lori or her team from Trails for Tatas, give us a call. But what a great show. This is fun. Two great organizations that care about, first responders, cancer. And I mean, breast cancer is only one form. I mean, how many forms of cancer is there out there? It is crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. But they're seeing such a great percentage of it being positive. Then that's what people, that makes such a difference. I know when I was in Lori that first night, that when they were up doing the speech from the hospital, I can't remember who did the actual talk. I don't think it was Dr. Torres. And his comment first thing he said, no one should die of breast cancer. I went, cool, I'm done. I'm good. That's all I had to hear.
Go buy a lottery ticket.
Exactly, I'm good. It's perfect. So,
and a big shout out to Tony Torres and all of Dignity Health Yavapai Regional Medical Center. I mean, it's gotten big. I mean, they've done a great job. They've got they're branching out across the community. Sad to see a for sale sign or banner. We thought we might have another hospital, which, I don't think Tony would shy away from. I mean, that's, but as you grow, you need facilities. But now there's a big for sale sign on Willow Creek Road. So, Tony, we need more docks and stuff. And you just keep growing and we'll keep supporting you.
I think he's working on that.
Oh, I think he is too. And, I think we got to do a shout out to the VA. The VA, thank goodness we have the VA here because, could you imagine adding an 18% population of veterans over to what they're already doing at YRMC? That'd be quite a workload. We'd need 36 hours a day to take care of all the patients.
Exactly. They do a good job.
Lori, talk to me about Trails for Tatas. You got a couple minutes to do some shout outs and some promo.
Okay, well, Trails for Tatas is looking for sponsors. We are looking for volunteers. We are looking for donations. So you can go into the Trails for Tatas website, which is trails4tatas.com. The information is there, or you can always call me directly, area code 909-229-7675. We need help.
And when is the event? Did I miss that one?
No, the actual event is on October 12th this year, but we are doing a kickoff on May 11th. It's annual Jeep Go Topless Day, so we use that as our kickoff for Trails for Tatas, and it's the Jeeps that go topless, not the drivers.
Make that clear.
So another way you can help is to buy tickets to the Wranglers game that night. We have a code. It's T4TATAS, and if you put that code in, it's a discounted price for the tickets. Plus, the Wranglers will donate 20% to us.
That's outstanding. I think we got to do a shout out to the rodeo because don't they do a pink shirt? Too Tough to Wear Pink or something, one of their fundraisers. So a big shout out to Prescott Frontier Days, Marianne Suttles, all the group over there.
Kimberly Lopez.
Kim Lopez and all them for supporting breast cancer through rodeo,
Absolutely.
which is something John's probably seen during his rodeo day.
A lot of pink shirts.
You got pink shirt? You got a lot of pink shirts?
Well, I have several.
There you go. There,
Good for you.
Real men wear pink.
there you go.
Exactly.
There you go.
I have no problem with it.
No,
There you
perfect.
go. Victor. It's time.
It's time. So we're looking for auction items. Mostly, we prefer in the off-road side of things. Jesse does.
Or at least outdoor.
Outdoorsy,
stuff.
off-roady. So we're looking for auction items. I just got a radio donated by Rugged Radio, and 200 koozies and
Stickers.
stickers and stuff like that. So we're working on all that side of it now. We're starting to collect donations also for the auction. So.
And for all the gun enthusiasts, there may be a firearm or two.
There may be.
Maybe it's coming Monday.
Yeah.
So keep
Somebody
your eyes open.
fabulous is donating it.
Yeah, that's an honor. It's an honor of Pop Santana. Both passed away of cancer. Wasn't breast cancer, but we're honored to be able to give back to cancer of any kind, and definitely Trails for Tatas. So
Right, and we'll start selling those at Go Topless. So
there you go. Outstanding.
Yeah.
Lisa, I know you got some
I
more
know,
shout outs.
I know. I can talk, so it doesn't matter.
There you go.
So definitely on the make sure everybody gets to the Wrangler game. Okay, so if you can't come to the Wrangler game for whatever crazy reason, we are still going to be set up, and you will see us all set up out there for our. Before the game, so please make sure you come by because we will still have raffle tickets and stuff that we're going to be selling. So
Yeah, and there's actually Summit is going to have a booth at Prescott Valley Days, which happens to fall on that same day, and they will be selling 50-50 raffle tickets there. That half of that money will go back to Trails for Tatas.
And do you have food and beer at your tailgating parties?
I don't know what you're talking
We'll
about.
have-
Oh, 4x4, no tailgating.
Oh,
No,
It'll
no,
happen.
we are going to have.
We
some.
are
you go.
going to have
Yes.
the Pie Zone pizza truck. And if
Nice.
you have not ever had Corey's Pizza, it is amazing.
Outstanding.
Come for pizza, and then maybe a beer. I don't know, but pizza.
Pizza. And you're not going to be out there 6 minutes in the sun.
No,
There
no,
you go.
Pizza.
There you go.
Money,
John.
money.
One thing I was reminded I didn't say, the date of the event is May 28th. And if you're traveling around Prescott that day, look up at about 8:15 and you'll probably see 4 crazy men jumping out of a plane with an American flag, which they'll coast right down to the driving range at the
That'd be
course.
so cool.
We better call Chief Bonnie and say,
Exactly.
because somebody's going to call and say, "There's 4 guys invading Prescott Lakes out of a helicopter, and they just
Don't
landed
shoot
in
'em."
a golf course lake." Uh-oh.
Are you jumping, John?
No, I don't.
No.
I don't even like flying. I would
There you
not
go.
jump out of a plane. But we will have sufficient police there if it is.
There you go.
invaded.
That's it. We'll be safe. So, thank you guys for coming out today. We'll have you again. I'm sure we'll have Trails for Tatas. We'll have John again next year. Thanks to the guests. Thanks to the listeners out there. And again, welcome to Prescott. We love the fact you're here. If you've been here a long time, thank you. But, make a difference out there and be kind to people and have a great afternoon.
Amen.